Hi, hello, good evening. Welcome to live quiz at 7:30 p.m. on Santosha Sir YouTube channel. So I have already pasted the quiz link in the description box and as well as in the live chat. I'm pasting it again. All the new, if there is any new participant who have come for the first time on this channel, you just have to click on this quiz link given in the description box and also in the live chat. Enter your name and then wait for me to start the quiz. And this quiz link will be valid only till we play this game. So once we end the game, this quiz link will not work. It becomes invalid. Okay, let's check. 62 participants have already come. 7:32 is the time. 7:35 sharp we shall start. So today's quiz is about general knowledge and you will have 60 bits and most of the questions will have 30 seconds to answer. We have 74 participants, 75 now. (7:33) is the time and we have 79 participants out there. Saddest part of these quizzes are, is like, nobody will talk. I mean, they don't share their experience, they don't speak out, they don't write anything, right? So try to share your feedback. I have been asking you. Now take 2 or 3 minutes. See, I'm taking almost 2.5 hours to type these questions for you every day. So you can take 2.5 minutes to share your feedback about the quiz. If you liked it or if you did not like it, right? And try to also, share it with your friends, family, whoever are interested. You can bring, more participants so that we can have more fun. So once we end the quiz and once we end this live stream, then you can, mention your feedback in the comment section. So it's 7:35 now. Let's begin the show. Wish you all good luck. We have 88 participants. Let's start. So first question coming up on your screens now. Which festival is known as Pagwa in Bhojpuri? Phagwa or Phagwa. Which festival is known as Phagwa in Bhojpuri? You have 30 seconds to answer these questions. And you have 4 different options and the order of these options would vary or differ from one person to another person. Which festival is known as Phagwa in Bhojpuri? Time is up and I see 80 members answered this question out of 93 participants. And the leaderboard scores: Yasmin Sheikh on the top, followed by Kavya Charita. Right, 18 members made their choice correctly. Moving on to the next one, question number 2. Here comes now. Which spice is also known as yellow ginger? Which spice is also known as yellow ginger? There ends the time, and 85 members answered this question within the time frame out of 95 participants. Leaderboard score, we have Kavya on the top, followed by Charita, Ashutosh, Yashmin, Sheikh, Lakshya. 65 members made their choice correctly. Moving on to the next one. Question number 3, coming up on your screens now. Which continent has the longest coastline? Which continent has the longest coastline? And I hope everybody knows what is the meaning of coastline. There ends the time. 86 members answered this question today. For this particular question, 96 participants we have. Let's check. We have Ashutosh on the top, followed by Lakshya, Harshit, Sri Vaishnavi. 44 members made their choice correct. Moving on to the next one. So, question number 4. You can see these leaderboard scores on the YouTube link. Rockstar was the last released film of which legendary actor? And Rockstar is a Hindi movie. Rockstar was the latest released film of which legendary actor? It's not only how accurate you answer, but how quick you answer will also make a lot of difference of your scores and ranks. 79 only could answer this question here. I see 1, 2, 4, many positions changed. 27 members answered it as Rajkumar, but Shemi Kapoor is the right answer. 21 members did it right. Moving on to the 5th question, coming up on your screens. The name of which fruit comes from the Latin words meaning seeded apple? The name of which fruit comes from the Latin words meaning seeded apple? Time is up. 89 members made their choice now within the time frame out of 101 participants. Leaderboard scores. Kavya is on the 3rd and Chaitanya picked up to 7th. 57 members made their choice correctly as pomegranate. Now let's move on to the next question, question number 6. Who among these was the wife of a Mughal emperor? Who among these was the wife of a Mughal emperor? Read the 4 different options and pick the right one. There ends the time. And I see 87 members answered to this question out of 101 participants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 positions replaced. 43 members made their choice correctly. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 7 coming up on your screens now. For which film did Karan Johar win the Filmfare Best Director Award in 2011? You may not remember, or you may not even seen the Filmfare Awards in 2011, but how do you get the answer? By just looking at the pictures when they were released. Time is up. 90 members made their choice now within the time frame out of 104 participants. And looking into the leaderboard scores, first, fifth, and seventh positions replaced. Only 14 members answered this question correctly. 43 members selected Tare Zameen Par. But is that directed by Karan Johar? Question number 8. In 2008, who received the first copy of India's first e-passport? In 2008, who received the first copy of India's first e-passport? Time is up. 88 members only could answer it within the time. Fifth and sixth positions replaced. 38 members made their choice correctly. Going on to the next one, question number 9, coming up on your screens now. Apart from Uranus, which planet was discovered after the invention of the telescope? Apart from Uranus, which planet was discovered after the invention of the telescope? Time is up. 88 members were only able to manage it within the time frame of out of 104 participants. 1, 2, 3, 4 positions replaced. 59 members made their choice correctly. Very good. Moving on to the next one. Question number 10, coming up on your screens now. Which new currency note in India is mainly green in color? Which new currency note in India is mainly green in color? There ends the time. 89 members made their choice now within the time frame. 4, 5, 6, 7 positions replaced. 67 members answered this question correctly. Question number 11 coming up on your screens now. How many ribs does a normal human being have? How many ribs does a normal human being have? You can start counting it actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There ends the time. I couldn't count all the ribs. 83 members only managed it within the time frame. Let's look into the leaderboard scores. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7 positions replaced. 61 members counted it within the time frame and correctly. 61 did it right. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 12 coming up on your screens now. .af is the internet code of which country? Like in India we have .in. Like that .af is the internet code of which country? There ends the time. 86 members picked it up within the time frame out of 104 participants. 5th and 7th positions replaced. 77 members made their choice correctly. Very nice. Moving on further. Question number 13 now. Now, Quwwatul Islam Masjid is to the northeast of which monument? The Quwwatul Islam Masjid is to the northeast of which monument? I visited the place and I have seen it. It's in Delhi. 86 members managed it now within the time frame out of 104 participants. Let's look into the leaderboard scores, and I see 2, 4, and 7 positions replaced. 45 members made their choice correct. Moving on to the next one, question number 14, coming up on your screens now. Who is the oldest Indian to score an one-day international 100? Who is the oldest Indian to score an ODI 100? Oldest Indian. That means at the time he scored 100, he was the oldest. I mean, his age was more than anyone. Time is up. 88 members. I should see how many cricket lovers are here. Third, fourth, sixth positions replaced. Nice. Today also it seems to be a lot of competition. 26 members managed it correct. Majority of the members selected as Kapil Dev. Let's quickly move on to the 15th question coming up on your screens now. Which country is the breeding ground of 60% of the world's Atlantic puffins? Which country is the breeding ground of 60% of the world's Atlantic puffins? Time is up. 85 members managed it within the time frame. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth positions replaced. 39 members answered it correctly. Iceland. Moving on to the next one. Question number 16 coming up on your screens now. Despite its hump, a camel has a straight spine. Is it true or false? Despite its hump, a camel has a straight spine. Is it true or false? Boom. Time is up. 86 members managed it now within the time of 20 seconds. And the leaderboard scores 4, 5, 6 positions replaced. Wonderful competition out there. 39 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one. Question number 17 coming up on your screens now. Which late singer was born Jagmohan Singh in 1941? The saddest part is, three other singers other than the right answer, all the three singers passed away in their early ages, like below 60. There ends the time. 85 members made their choice. 4, 5, 6 position replaced. 48 members made their choice correctly as Jagjit Singh. I think he died in the age of 75 or 74. But Muhammad Rafi, Kishore Kumar, Mukesh, and all these three singers, they passed away below 60 years. That's very sad part. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 18 on your screens. In English, how many colors of the rainbow have exactly 6 letters in their names? In English, how many colors of the rainbow have exactly 6 letters in their names? How many colors will have 6 alphabet or 6 letters? 84 members managed it. Let's look into the leaderboard scores. Again, top first and 7th positions replaced. 30 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one. Question number 19. Whom did Barack Obama succeed as President of the United States of America? Whom did Barack Obama succeed as President of the United States of America? There ends the time. 83 members answered it. Fourth position replaced. 17 members answered this question correctly. There may be some confusion. 35 members answered it as Donald John Trump. I don't know why. Moving on to the next one. Question number 20. Now read the names carefully. Kavarati, Agati, Amini, Kadmat, Kiltan, Chetlat, Bitra, Androt, Kalpini, and Minikoi. All are the names of what? All these names are of what? If you have read about it, then it should remind you the Lakshadweep Islands. Okay, 87 members managed it to answer within the time frame, and fourth position is replaced. 39 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next question. Question number 21. It's a fill in the blank. The 3 Padma awards are Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, and what is the third one? Write the correct spelling. Padma awards, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, and what is the third one? It is a fill in the blank. Please type in the right spelling. Boom. Okay, 74 members answered it. First, sixth, and seventh positions replaced. 35 members answered this question correctly. Padma Vibhushan. And there are so many wrong answers. Charan, why did you type nonsense? Nakshatra, I don't know what she typed. Now look at the responses of these people. Civilian awards. Strange responses we received. Someone pressed 4, but majority of the people spelled written Padma Vibhushan only. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one. So question number 22 on your screens. How do we better know Tenzin Gyatso? Who is this person? How do we know? With what name we know this person? Tenzin Gyatso. Time is up. 84 members managed it to answer it within the time frame. Second, sixth positions replaced. 37 members answered this question correctly as Dalai Lama. Very good. Moving on to the next one. Question number 23. Now, which of these chemical elements is named after an inventor? Which of these chemical elements is named after an inventor? I have given you the atomic number also. There ends the time. 87 members answered this question out of 110 participants. Second, fifth, sixth, seventh positions replaced. Very good competition. 45 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one. Question number 24 coming up on your screens now. Which of these cities is built on Salsette Island? Which of these cities is built on Salsette Island? There ends the time. 86 members answered it now out of 110 participants. Okay, fifth position is replaced. Now, 22 members only answered this question correctly, and majority of the people selected 46. Cochin. I have given this Cochin just to confuse you guys, and I'm succeeded in that, right? Because when we speak about Kerala, we'll think about a lot of water and we end up answering it as an island. But Mumbai is the right answer. And Mumbai is built, a few parts of the Mumbai is built on islands. So 25th question coming up. In 1987, to reduce the tilt of what did the Italian government approve $25 million? And I visited this place. That's a lovely place. That's really a very good place. Europe. You need to go visit Europe once. 80 members managed it within the time frame out of 110 participants. And I see sixth position is replaced. 45 members managed it correctly, answered it correctly. 16 members answered it as Eiffel Tower, 12 members Liberty, Qutb Minar, 7 members. But I have given you a very clue here, Italian government. Anyways, moving on to the next one. Question number 26 coming up on your screens. Which is the only mammal that survives by consuming blood? Which is the only mammal that survives by consuming blood? The name, the option itself tells you the answer. Am I right? 85 members managed it within the time frame out of 112 participants, and looking at the leaderboard score, and I have seen it, 6-7 positions replaced. New members are trying to come into these top 7 positions. That's very nice. And I don't know why 14 members selected mongoose. Maybe because it fights with snake, but vampire, the word vampire itself tells us the answer. 60 members did it right. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 27 now. What is the most manufactured jute item? What is the most manufactured jute item? I could see people are answering this question quickly. It seems so easy for them, maybe. What is the most manufactured jute item? Time is up. 83 members managed it within the time frame. Third and sixth positions replaced. 60 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one. Question number 28. Madame Tussauds wax statue of Kareena Kapoor is dressed in an outfit from which film? As much as I remember, when I took photograph with that statue in London, that statue was dressed in outfit of red color, right? I have to check my pictures back. 83 members answered it out of 112. Leaderboard scores. 7th position replaced. 41 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one, question number 29, coming up on your screens now. In 1949, the first banknote issued by independent India was of what value? In 1949, the first note issued by independent India was of what value? Time is up. 82 members answered it. And the leaderboard scores tells us first and sixth positions replaced. 56 members answered this question correctly as rupee 1. And let me tell you to all the participants, this is not about just winning. It's all about learning with fun. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 30. Which great Maratha warrior set up a cabinet of 8 ministers known as Ashtapradhan? Which great Maratha warrior set up a cabinet of 8 ministers known as Ashtapradhan? There ends the time. 82 members picked their choice out of 113 participants. Now I see there is no change in the leaderboard score. 56 members answered this question correctly. So question number 31 coming up on your screens now. Since its discovery, which planet completed its first revolution of the Sun on 11th July 2011? After its discovery, which planet completed its first revolution of the Sun on 11th July 2011? After 1 year of my marriage. Oh no, not 1 year. 4 years. 82 members answered it. After 1 year of my first child. No change in the leaderboard scores. 37 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one, question number 32, coming up on your screens. According to mythology, Kedar is another name of which god? Kedar is another name of which god according to Hindu mythology? Time is up. 82 members answered it. Let's check the leaderboard score. Second and fourth positions replaced. 52 members answered this question correctly. Question number 33. Who succeeded Rajiv Gandhi as the Prime Minister of India? Who succeeded Rajiv Gandhi as the Prime Minister of India? What is the meaning of succeeded? Who came next? Who succeeded and whom succeeded is also makes difference. Be careful with the questions. 81 members only managed it within the time frame out of 114 participants. And I see fifth position is replaced. 36 members answered it correctly. Moving on to the next question. Question number 34 coming up on your screens now. The primary function of the hyoid bone in the human body is to support what? The primary function of the hyoid bone in the human body is to support What? This bone will be in your throat. Time is up. 78 members only answered it now. Active participants number is going down. 7th position is replaced. 28 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one. Question number 35 coming up on your screens now. Cockroaches can live even after their heads are removed. Cockroaches can live even after their heads are removed. Is it true or false? But I remember that cockroaches can breathe from many of their body parts. Time is up. 77 members only answered this question. No change in the leaderboard score. 50 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the 36th question. Who was the last British Viceroy of India? Who was the last British Viceroy of India? Time is up. 75 only answered it now. So we got very few active participants. Top 1, 3, 4, 5, 7 positions replaced. 41 members made their choice correctly. Moving on to the next one. Question number 37 coming up on your screens now. Which river is called Dihang in Arunachal Pradesh? Which river is called Dihang in Arunachal Pradesh? Remember the old social studies in earlier ages. Which river flows through Arunachal Pradesh? There ends the time. 78 members answered it. 7 positions replaced. 51 members answered this question correctly. Okay, 38th question on your screens. Amitabh Bachchan's first film has which number in its name? Amitabh Bachchan's first film has which number in its name? What's his first film? There ends the time. 79 members answered this question. And 28 members answered this question correctly. 7 is the right answer. Sat Hindustani is the movie name. Moving on to the next one. Question number 39 on your screens. Only 2 women have received the Bharat Ratna in music. Lata Mangeshkar and whom? Time is up. 81 members answered this question out of 114. Slowly people are picking up again. 6th position replaced. 61 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next question. Question number 40. So in Chacha Chaudhary comics, every time Sabu loses his temper, a volcano erupts on which planet? In Chacha Chaudhary Comics. Every time Sabu loses his temper, a volcano erupts on which planet? Time is up. 76 members only answered it. Chacha Chowdhury Comics. Did you read? I read. Third, fifth, sixth positions replaced. So these are all comic lovers, I guess. 20 members only answered it correctly. 24 selected Earth. Okay. Moving on quickly to the next one. Question number 41 coming up on your screens now. Which of these was not built by Shah Jahan? Which of these was not built by Shah Jahan? Time is up. 78 members answered this question. Seventh position replaced. 32 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one. Question number 42 coming up on your screens now. Which of these animals is called ora or land crocodile by the locals in Indonesia? Which of these animals is called ora or land crocodile by the locals in Indonesia? There ends the time. 78 members answered this question and 114 of participants total. No change in the 7 positions. 43 members managed it correctly, answered it correctly. So 43rd question coming up on your screens now. Who is the first non-Nepali to receive honorary citizenship of Nepal country? There ends the time. 76 members answered it. No change in the leaderboard scores. 32 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next question. Question number 44 coming up on your screens. The Telugu film Billa, directed by Meher Ramesh, is a remake of which Hindi film? There ends the time. 78 members answered it now out of 114 participants. First, fourth, and fifth positions replaced. 47 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one. Question number 45 coming up on your screens now. In type 1 of which disease does the human body not make enough insulin? Which disease does the human body not make enough insulin? Time is up. 75 members answered this question out of 114 members. Sixth position replaced. 42 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one, question number 46 coming up on your screens now. Which of these actresses is a former Miss World? Which of these actresses is a former Miss World? There ends the time. 78 members answered this. Sixth and seventh positions replaced. 49 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one, question number 47 on your screens now. Around 60% of the Sundarbans forest is in which country? Around 60% of the Sundarbans forest is in which country? Time is up. Only 77 that I could see who have answered out of 114 participants. Second position replaced. 26 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one. Question number 48. What does a cricket umpire signal by crossing the wrist below the waist? What does a cricket umpire signal by crossing the wrist below the waist? Cricket lovers, they would answer it correctly, I guess. There ends the time. 71 members answered. Let's check the leaderboard scores. The seventh position is replaced. 40 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next one. Question number 49 coming up on your screens now. Which of these is the fastest growing plant? Which of these is the fastest growing plant? Time is up. Time is up. 76 only could make their choice within the time frame. Let's check the leaderboard scores if I could see any change. No change. 57 members answered this question correctly. Let's move on to the 50th question coming up on your screens now. How many sportspersons received the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award in 2020? So last year, Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award received by how many members? There ends the time. 76 members only answered it now. Let's see if there is any change in the leaderboard scores. Yes, first position is replaced. 22 members answered this right. Moving on to 51st question coming up on your screens now. Hepatitis is the inflammation of which organ of the human body? Hepatitis is the inflammation of which organ of the human body? There ends the time. 74 members answered it now. Sixth position replaced. 42 members made their choice correct. 52nd question coming up on your screens now. If you landed at Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Airport, which city would you have landed in? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Airport. There ends the time. 74 members answered it. Seventh position replaced. 49 members answered this question correctly. So we shall complete this quiz as early as possible. The weather is changing bad. So who is credited with being the first person to look at the moon through a telescope? Who is credited with being the first person to look at the moon through a telescope? There ends the time. 41 members answered it correctly. Moving on to the next one, question number 54, coming up on your screens now. Which of these countries has a wordless national anthem? There ends the time. 70 members answered it. 38 members answered it correctly. Moving on to the next one, question number 55. Swami and Friends is the first novel to be set in which imaginary town? There ends the time. Next question, 56th question. Which international award is given out every year on December 10th? Which international award is given out every year on December 10th? There ends the time. 72 members answered it now. Twenty-six members answered this question correctly. Let's move on quickly to the 57th question, coming up on your screens now. Which of these rivers originates in India? Which of these rivers originates in India? There ends the time. 73 members answered it now. 27 members did it correct. Moving on to the next one, 58th question, coming up on your screens now. Taxila is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in which country? Taxila is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in which country? Time is up. 71 members answered it. Let's check. 33 members did it right. Moving on to 59th question. How many times does the letter C appear while writing 1 to 100 in words? Time is up. Only 68 I could see answered to this question. And 45 members answered it right. Let's move on to last question of the day. I hope we complete this without any problem. Which animal became a central part of M.F. Hussein's paintings since the 1950s? There ends the time. 38 members answered it. Let's check the final scores, result of today's, before the power goes. The weather became very bad. It's raining outside. I could hear the thunderstorms. Third position, Shravan. Second, Jishnu. And first, Harshit. Congratulations. I appreciate time and effort of all the players. So we have Ashutosh followed by Faniraj, Lakshya, Sri Vaishnavi, Siddhartha, Ishwar, Sita, Amruta, Madhav, Shabarish, Sureka, IV Satvik, Soumya, Apurva, Suresh, Nikhil Sai, Kalyan Kumar, Kavya, Anirudh, Pardha, Pavan Kalyan, Cherry, Shivani, Srinish, Purple, Navya, Lakshmi Devi, Shashmin, Nihal, Tabassum, Shreya, Chaitanya, Abhiram, Vinesh, Shishir Gela, Srujita, Bharadwaj, Akhil, Naveen Chandra, Naveen Deepak, Bhanu, Harika, Preeti, Ravikumar, Vijay, Charita. These are the top 50. Okay, if you have any questions or if you would like to know your individual scores, you can write it to me on my WhatsApp number 8897384856. So that's all for tonight.